Welcome to Studio D on the campus of the University of Oklahoma. This is Sooner Sports Pad. Now here's your host, Courtney Boggs.
Hello, Sooner Sports Pad fans. We are back. Thank you for joining us on this Valentine's Day Eve. But the only people you should have a date with tonight are us three right here. I'm your host, Courtney Boggs, alongside Blakely Durham, and our new guy on the set, Reagan Ledbetter. We're also joined by our wonderful studio audience who's with us tonight.
We've got some members of Young Life joining us tonight.
And some rowdy members of the Chi Alpha Campus Ministries here with us tonight for a good show.
We also have two very special guests in our studio. Women's gymnastics team members Nicole Turner and Brenna Dow will be hanging out with us later in the show.
That's right. And coming up later in Face Off, Reagan and I will tell you who we think is the Sooners' rising star freshman on the basketball team.
And later on, we'll take a look at the freshman phenom Megan Nichols and her journey from the elite gymnastics world to the college gymnastics world.
And normally during a fall semester, I'd be standing here talking about football, but spring brings us a whole new selection of sports. And my personal favorite, I've been waiting all year, gymnastics season. The women's gymnastics team is coming off a national championship season, and they have held nothing back as they dominate their opponents week after week. Freshman Maggie Nichols, who you'll hear more about later in the show, and senior Chase Capps have led the way for the team this season, bringing nothing but their best at each and every meet. Swaggy Maggie, as she's known on social media, scored a perfect 10 on the floor exercise on Friday night, making her the first Sooner in history to score a 10.0 on 3 out of the 4 events. She also picked up her 6th straight all-around title, while her best friend and Olympic gold medalist Simone Biles supported the Sooners from the arena floor. Chase captured the beam title with a 9.95, holding strong as the nation's queen of the balance beam, and sophomore Brenna Dow, who is also a national team member, by the way, tied her career best on vault with a 9.95, taking home the title on that event. And Coach Kindler was really happy with the team's performance on Friday night. She said they kept getting better on each event. The energy was building. Really, you can say the same about their season as a whole. They just keep getting better. So what were your thoughts on their meet Friday night?
Yes, Courtney, there's really not enough good things you can say about this team. Over the weekend, during the competition, they set 4 individual career highs along with 9 season bests. And their overall team score is the highest scored by any team in the nation right now. Everyone was so solid, as you said, Courtney. They swept all 4 events, and of course, Maggie picked up her 6th all-around title. They also had the highest team score combined on all 4 events. So it was yet again an overall domination. I don't know what these girls can do to lose. They look like they are headed towards
that's
another
the thing. I don't know much
title.
more I could say about this team because they're that good this year. I mean, last year they were the best. This year they may be even better. You know, Megan Nichols continues to dominate week in and week out, winning, Big 12 Newcomer of the Week again this week. But AJ Jackson's right on her heels as she won Event Specialist of the Week this week. The Sooners have a big, tough matchup on Friday night as they head to the Jim Quarters Invitational in St. Charles, Missouri against LSU, Georgia, and Missouri. We know how much OU fans love when their Sooner teams face off with the SEC, and Friday night we will see that again.
Yes.
You don't want to sleep on that LSU team. That's a good program,
Number
so
2
it'll be
team
a
in the
great
nation.
matchup. And we also had another former national championship team with some action over the weekend. The softball team, unfortunately, their weekend didn't go as well as the gymnastics team's weekend went. Blakely, what happened down in Mexico?
I know. It was a little bit of a tough weekend for the Sooners when they competed in the Puerto Vallarta College Challenge. They did win their they lost their first game against number 2 Auburn, but then they went back to win the next 2 games. Yes, so good, but unfortunately they ended the weekend on a little bit of a sour note, losing to number 13 Washington in their first shutout since last season's home opener. But there's still a lot of great things you can expect from this squad. They are a national title caliber kind of team.
They've got so much talent. I mean,
so they will be competing in the Rawlings Classic this weekend in Houston, Texas, and I feel like they're just going to keep
they'll be
picking
good
it
when
up.
it matters like they are every year.
Yes.
But OU Wrestling also had a big weekend. On Friday, they were at noon at the McCaslin Fieldhouse against Big 12 foe Wyoming. Started out kind of ugly. We're down 18-3 in the first half of the match. But with 4 bouts to go, pulled off the unthinkable, came back, won 4 in a row, capped off by a Ross Larson pin to seal the win, 19-18. Biggest comeback in a long time for the Sooners.
That's awesome.
Well, then Sunday rolled around. It was a good start to the weekend, but they headed up to Stillwater, and, best wrestling program out there, lost 37-3. We're close in every match. They're on a good pace heading into nationals coming up pretty soon. Ross Larson got the only win. The guy's on a tear right now, 7 straight wins. He's a heck of a wrestler. Senior season, he's going out with a bang.
See, I'm rubbing off on you. You wanted to keep talking about gymnastics right there. I heard
Hey,
that.
you love it so much. It's wearing off on me. I can't help it.
Football fans, you have nothing to worry about. We have wonderful sports in the spring, too, so you're going to want to stay tuned the rest of this season. We'll keep you posted on all of our team's success as the spring goes on. We still have to talk about men's basketball. We'll do that when we come back. Obviously, the men's basketball team is young this year. We have a lot of young, up-and-coming talent. Losing Buddy Hield was huge. I know he's irreplaceable, but who do you think has the best chance to fill his shoes for the years to come?
You're right. Buddy is irreplaceable, but Christian Doolittle is the real deal for this squad. He's only averaging 8.7 points right now, but he's going to just keep getting better as time goes on. A few weeks ago against Texas, he had his career-high 29 points. The Sooners ended up losing that game in a real close finish, but he was the reason why they were even still in it, and he's also great on the boards. He's got 146 rebounds so far this season, and he shares the ball really well too. I've seen him play. He works harder on the court. He wants to win. I think he's going to be a shining star and a huge part of the future of this squad.
Okay, now don't get me wrong, Doolittle is quite the rising star, but Karen McGusty is on fire. The guy is consistent.
He's so good right
12 straight games with 10-plus points. After last week's game against Iowa State, extended that streak, put up big numbers, 19 at Iowa State a couple weeks back, 21 on those Longhorns down south of the Red River. The guy is very consistent. Doolittle has the skill set to dominate down low, but McGusty's more of a Buddy Hield style of player where, he's more electric. He's got a good size, 6'5" on him. I think he's going to be very good, but I'll tell you what, I'd be happy with both of these freshmen on my team. And the Sooners have that. Next year, they're coming back.
Yes.
Mark my word.
We're off to a good start, both good answers. Now I'm here with Scott, and he has another basketball question for you.
What are your thoughts on the Katie Westbrook reunion this past Saturday?
So, first off, I know everyone was entertained by that, but my takeaway from that is that everyone is still so salty, okay? OKC fans are so salty. They booed Kevin the entire time. The restaurant owner wouldn't even let him make reservations.
$40,000 reservation.
His departure had a huge impact on this city, and I think that's clearly evident as what we saw. He also got into a little tussle with Andre Robertson. Russell Westbrook had some words for him. The OKC players and fans are not over him leaving, and I don't think Kevin is either. He's still salty. He's still bitter about them booing him and things like that, and he's jarring back at the guys. So pretty much everybody's salty, and I think it's going to be a long time before there's peace between them.
They all act like it doesn't bother them. The media interviews them, and then on the court we see what happens.
Yes.
But the wait was finally over on Saturday. Katie returned. Thunder Faithful was all fired up. Hate spewed from the audience. Everybody was excited. Katie's back. Let's some cupcakes, some coward shirts, But here's the problem with all of this. It wasn't about Katie leaving. It's about he went to the one team you cannot go to. The one team.
The enemy. He went to the enemy.
He went to the enemy, the team they lost to last year. He went to that team for the easy way out of winning a title. He's going to win a title this year. Take credit for it because he couldn't do it with the Thunder. I hope Russell Westbrook dominates the rest of the year and the Thunder take it this year.
Russ for MVP.
Russ for MVP.
I kept waiting for maybe some old school 1980s basketball throwing bows. It never happened. I was a little disappointed. It's fine though. All right, so normally we would do some viral videos right now, but we're going to change it up a little bit. Talk about the fall yet again. What was your favorite moment from the fall?
My favorite moment has to be when OU beat OSU for the Big 12 championship at Gaylord Family Memorial Stadium. I'm a senior. It was my last home game as a student. It was super emotional and very exciting for fans. I felt like they came through such a roller coaster throughout the entire season, going through so much adversity. Starting at 1-2, people thought, okay, the Sooner season is done, you know, and then they come back, they win 9 straight, they get the 10th Big 12 title for the very first time in their home field in that brand new renovated stadium. It was amazing. I get chills thinking about it. I wish I could relive it.
Well, shocker. I'm going to stick with football because it's a spring, and, you know, the spring game's still a ways out. I'm going to go to the game right before that game, the game that I'm still warming up from in Morgantown, in the snow. Big game for the Sooners on the road. Dominated the Mountaineers. You know, it was freezing cold. You know, when you play at Oklahoma, you don't get to play many snow games, if any snow games. And for the Sooners, they took advantage of this snow game and dominated throughout the game. Sponsored by P9, Joe Mixon, both big games. TD Westbrook, another big game, 2 catches, a touchdown. You know, that was the game that propelled them into winning their 10th Big 12 title on their home field for the first time. That was a very monumental game for that season.
We will miss D.D. Jones' magic
Yep.
this year.
I mean, is it really a Sooner Sports Pad show if we don't talk about football a little bit?
No, it isn't.
I guess we'll have to wait and see.
All right, it's now time to vote for who you think won face-off. Give it up if you think it was Blakely. All right. What about Reagan?
Yes!
It is literally raining Reagan faces right now.
I like that.
Literally raining them. So I'm going to have to give that to Reagan. Good job, buddy. First one out the gate, taking home the W. We have to take a break, but when we come back, we'll be talking about Maggie Nichols and her journey to Norman, Oklahoma. Stay with us.
Special thanks to our cornerstone television partners, Chesapeake Energy, Riverwind Resort, Anheuser-Busch, OU Outreach, and OU Medicine.
Welcome back. Maggie Nichols' journey through the sport of gymnastics has been one that most young gymnasts dream about. From world championship medals to Olympic trials, she's done it all. But now her roadmap has brought her to Norman, Oklahoma. Let's take a look at what Maggie's journey has been like to the OU campus. Little Canada, Minnesota is a long way from Norman, Oklahoma. 812 miles to be exact. A seemingly long voyage for most, but for Maggie Nichols, the destination is the start of a new beginning. Maggie's journey began at the age of 3, and it didn't take long for her gymnastics career to take flight.
I went through the levels pretty quickly because the coaches really saw a lot of potential in me, and they always pushed me to go as far as I could in the sport.
At the age of 13, Maggie qualified to go elite, gymnastics' highest level. For the 6 years that followed, Maggie worked to achieve what most young gymnasts dream about, making the Olympic team. As she worked her way up through the national rankings, Maggie became a favorite to make the Olympic roster. But just 3 months before the Olympic trials, she injured her knee.
Well, when I first did it and the doctor told me what happened, I was kind of upset just because I didn't know if I was going to be able to come back in enough time. But I knew that I really had to focus in and, follow my dreams just because I couldn't. If I would have given up, I wouldn't have been able to even make it to trials. So,
after long hours of rehab, Maggie not only made it to trials, but finished 6th overall, making her a true contender for the Olympics.
What she overcame going into the Olympic trials, it really, I think, put her on a different level with people, put her on a pedestal, if you will. At one point, she was definitely the top dog, and then she became a little bit of the underdog when that injury occurred, and everyone pulls for the underdog,
But despite her recovery, Maggie didn't make it to Rio. Instead, her comeback led her down a different road. Maggie retired from elite gymnastics and found her way to OU.
Just because I knew I had a great opportunity here at Oklahoma, and it was my time to finally come here and start a new journey in my career.
So there were a lot of things going through this young woman's mind as she entered campus in September, and a lot of adjustments for her to make. And she did so. I feel like now she's fully, engrossed in everything, gets it, knows it, doesn't have that big stress, ball hanging over her head, and really is kind of in the system.
At the beginning of 2017, Maggie competed in her college gymnastics debut.
She came into the first meet and blew everyone out of the water. I
felt like it was supernatural for her. She embraced the crowd. She was very exuberant when she landed. She's always, you see when she lands, she's clapping right away. She knows it was good. She wants to let everybody know it was good. That's what we do in college. We say, that was amazing, give us the 10, right? And so she did that right off the bat. Give me the 10 here, give me the 10 here.
And that's exactly what she's gotten. Maggie has scored a perfect 10 on 3 different events this season, and she currently ranks #1 nationally in the all-around. Each week, she continues to settle into her new collegiate role and dominate the competition.
It makes everyone else very confident, and we trust her a lot, and she just has fun with it.
She's such an incredible athlete, as well as a leader on this team. She leads by example in everything that she does, so it's been great to have her on the team, and it's been an honor to train alongside her.
Although Maggie's new journey in the NCAA is one she hadn't planned on, one thing is for certain. She was meant to arrive here, and she has no intentions of slowing down.
My goals are just to keep improving each weekend and to help the team out as much as I can, and to help the team win another NCAA title, which would be the biggest goal of mine. And
We will continue through April at the NCAA National Championships, and we'll make sure to keep you informed about that. But now we are joined in studio by 2 members of the women's gymnastics team, Brenna Dow and Nicole Turner.
Thanks for joining us, guys. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you guys so much for being here. I want to ask you, I feel like there's so much national hype around you guys and this team right now. You guys are performing on such a high level and coming off that big national title win. How do you kind of deal with all that hype?
Well, I think it definitely makes us, work harder in the gym every single day, knowing that, people are out there watching us and ultimately trying to beat us, so, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with T. All the national hype, it makes us want to work really hard in the gym so we can live up to all the expectations people have from us. So it just helps us to have our goal in mind in the gym and just keep working hard towards it.
Well, so far so good.
They guys posted the highest score in the country. How do you guys stay grounded when you guys do something like that? That's so spectacular.
Well, I think, in women's gymnastics especially, first and second is a lot of times, just a small, half-tenth or something. So, the people who are behind us, they're really not that far behind us. So, still working on the details every single day in practice to, make sure that we're able to come away on top every single time.
Yeah, and every single competition we go into starts from scratch. So even though we may have posted the best score last week, it doesn't mean that we're going to post the best one next week. So we just have to keep working hard because all the other teams are going to improve too. So we just have to use that as motivation in the gym to keep pushing forwards.
Okay, great.
All right, I'm here with Stephen Mudd in the audience, and he has a question for you.
Hey, yeah, if you could play any other sport, guy or girl, so football or whatever, what would it be and why?
That's a hard question.
Don't say gymnastics, be original.
Well, I've done gymnastics all my life. I don't think I'm really, coordinating in other sports, but...
You're better than that. Perfect.
I don't know, maybe baseball or something?
Yeah!
Yeah, I would play softball because I played that and gymnastics when I was little.
Staying on the
All right, guys, thank you for joining us. We're not done with you yet, so stick around. Dynamic Duos is up next. It is now time for Dynamic Duos. Okay, Nicole, I asked Brenna a series of questions before the show, and now I need you to tell me what she said. Question number 1. After a long practice, what is Brenna's favorite way to wind down? Is it A, lay in bed, B, listen to music, C, do yoga, or D, Netflix? What do you think?
Lay in bed.
I think it's lay in bed.
Oh, she knows.
Okay, let's see. Yeah.
All right, we're
One
one
for
for one
one.
so far. Question number 2. If Brenna hadn't become famous for gymnastics, what would she be famous for? A, hand model, B, singing, C, arm wrestler, or D, the circus? What do you think?
Arm wrestler.
Arm wrestling. She's confident.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Look at
She's good.
that. It's like you guys spend time together every day or something. All right, question number 3. Brenna's alarm clock goes off in the morning. She rolls out of bed. What is the first thing she does? Is it A, eat a piece of fruit, B, press the snooze button, C, watch the news, or D, brush her teeth?
Press the snooze button.
Press the snooze button?
Press the snooze.
Confident again.
Let's see.
Oh.
She's into dental hygiene, everybody. Dental hygiene.
We're okay. We're still 2 for 3.
Yeah, we are. We're doing well. Question number 4. If Brenna had to eat one food every day for the rest of her life, what would it be? A, apples, B, eggs, C, salad, or D, steak?
Steak.
That was confident.
Hey!
Hey, 500. 500.
Yeah,
Okay, 2 for 4.
hey, no, that's
They did good.
that's
They did
you know, average at least. All right, thank you so much for joining us. That's all the time we have left for today. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. I'll see you next Monday.